Okay, Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, partsbreakers.com, 303-666-9020. You have a tub waiting to go. We usually don't have extra hands when I'm doing this, so literally we're over. I got things in line. That's why there's tubs kind of sitting around. But anyway, that's not my point to do this video. Guys, this is a customer's tub, potentially. We always ask for final blessing or... Oh, the jets are flying today. That's so cool. Anyway, so as I've say in almost all of our videos, it's pre-dismantle. You get a bird's eye view of it, and then we get up close and personal when it gets fully dismantled. And then you get to say yay or nay based on what we already thought, which in this case, it came out, if not better than we said it was, is definitely as good as we said it was. So, torque pockets, excellent. Everything beautiful. So I'm going to get it up on its side here in a second. I'll show you the bottom, but I want to show you the top. And the main thing on these videos is for the customer to be able to say, oh yeah, I've seen it like I've seen it there. You know, I was standing here next to him. So sides are beautiful. A couple little dings on it that we've seen in the beginning, but nothing major on these. Corners are great. Lower rocker's great. Right rear area here. This is the only thing underneath that tail light that was cut out, and you couldn't see it from that. And why they did it, I have no idea. Normally, it's just that little oval hole, and for some reason, maybe for an access hole for something else, there is some emission stuff in there. It's hard to say, but the good news is that you can patch that if you'd like, or I would definitely, when you paint it, get it, because the edges aren't painted, you don't want it to rust. I would get a tail light and, or excuse me, take that back. Get it coated so there's no bare metal. The whole tail light covers all that up, and you don't see it at all. If you care about it, fix it. If you don't, put a tail light on it and call it good. But again, that's what it is now. That's what it should have been. Okay, just the normal hole there, and that's for your wires to come out and feed into the bottom of your, or into the back of your tail light. So this isn't bad. What I don't like on tubs is when they cut the big holes in them for LEDs. That sucks, and because you can't fill that in, and the tail light, if you go back to factory, doesn't hide it. Okay, so anyway, this side, excellent shape. This was the only side that we knew going into it had a little bitty spot on it. There was chrome plating here that we pulled off, and it came out better than we thought. Not only is it barely there, but when I flip it upside down here, or on the side here, you'll see that if you work just a little bit on that lower skirting, that's the only thing that's really damaged on that. So that came out great. The floors are beautiful, all the way around. The roll bar feet, those are great. No rust there. The wheel, this is like my 7th video today, so I apologize. I'm a little tired. My voice is hurting. The rear wheel wells, tongue twister there, excellent shape. Okay, bare metal there, a little bit of oxidation, but no rust, still very solid. The tunnel, excellent shape. Your cowling, excellent shape. Okay, nothing in this round area, which is nice. No rust up here. The firewall, absolutely beautiful. This is an 03 to 06 tub. If you're curious on the splits, you can take a look at our YouTube channel. We do have that kind of classified that way. So now I see why they did what they did. It still was kind of dumb. They were running the factory taillights, but they were running LEDs in them, and they probably couldn't get the little baluster, whatever they call them, through that, so they cut that. And then I'm assuming they realized when they did it that they didn't need to, because you could easily pull the little plastic skirting on the bottom and stick your hand up in there. That's my guess, but who knows? I just happened to look down and see, and that's what that is there. So anyway, let me pause the video real quick, and I'll show you the underside, and then I'll get this uploaded and fire it off to you. Okay, I'm back here. So we always count off our torque pockets. First and foremost, let's just take a look at this beauty. If that's not the cleanest underside of a tub you've ever seen, I don't know what is. That is an absolutely perfect example of what a bottom of a tub should look like, and exactly what we go for. There's absolutely no wear on these torque pockets, not even creeping. Every once in a while you start seeing a little browning, like it's leaching. These are absolutely perfect, okay? But I always like to count them off. There's 10 on the body, there's 11 total on the frame, and the 11th one is your front clip, your radiator support grill, otherwise known. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then you have your above your gas tank skid, or yeah, your skid, your gas tank itself. Okay, 4, we'll do that 5, okay? And threads, nice and shiny like they should look. They should, I say should. I mean, here in about 10 years, I'll be saying, oh, nice and brown, but at least they're not broken off in there. I only say that because the more years I've been doing this is my 21st year. And after this many years, I'm still very surprised sometimes when we get a tub. You know, it's got a little damage on it, but overall, this is a solid rust-free tub. And I'm just surprised they're still out there, but I'm also unpleasantly, you know, I know what's here already. And this is one of the few tubs we have in this whole yard that is in this clean of shape. Most of them are coming in with something that's been damaged, you know, in the course of its time, meaning that it was repaired at one time and they did a lousy job fixing it, and the filler or the Bondo or just whatever is starting to show through. So fortunately for us on this one, that wasn't the case, but this one only had like 68,000 miles, which this should look like that with that many miles. So, okay. And then nice clean there. Okay. A little bit of lip there. You can see, you know, they had some silicone there. So something, this is covered by your fender flare. And if they had some aftermarket flares on it, it might have worn that a little bit. That side's got a little bit down there. And then your cover that covers this, which is what I think they didn't realize they could get in and have full access to back here. They probably realized it on this one and had already cut that one to do that. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we got 6. Nice clean. Okay, that's your back one. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so beautiful, just like we wanted to. And it's that kind of a navy blue, Patriot blue color, although this is slightly different than the early ones. They call it a different paint code. Okay, all right, that's about it. Questions, comments, concerns? And remember, this one's already spoken for. We do have a trip coming up. Either I'm taking it or we have the Hot Shot crew. We have a couple crews we run with all year, but my favorite crew will only come to Colorado usually June through October, sometimes November. And the reason is they do not like coming into our state when it's winter. And I know why. I drive these passes all the time. The chain laws suck. The iciness, everything sucks about going over the Colorado passes. So, but we've had a real mild winter, and they already agreed that said, hey, if you can't do that trip, we're going to do it for you. So that's going to be awesome. It's one of my favorite crews to use. They'll get them right to your door as long as you don't live in an apartment complex. And if you do, we can get it pretty close. But otherwise, businesses we can get the ship to. It doesn't have to be with business is my point. If you're shipping it, if your shop's doing the work, might as well get it there and save you the hassle of bringing it down later. But if it's going to you, you're doing the work, then just let's get it to you, okay? That's the last week in May, or first week in June. And I said this earlier in my video I made on that frame over there, or it's when it fills up. Now, in 1 week period from announcing we're going to do this, we've already had 6 tub sales, not including this one. And I can only fit on that trailer, which is a 36 footer. My Hot Shot crew runs a 40. We can fit about 10 tubs on that trailer, and they can fit about 12. And then plus the frames that we'll bring out. The frames I don't have as many of. I wish I did, but I don't. Now I do have an 03 to 06 frame left in the yard. That guy there, that's a 6-cylinder. And then I have the one that came out of this one, which would have been a 4-cylinder. The 4-cylinder tub, or the 4-cylinder, as far as the engine goes, does not affect the tub at all. It does affect the frame. They're the same frames, but the motor mounts are changed on them. So just something to keep in mind if you're needing one. Just make sure you clarify what motor you need if you need a frame. And I do have 2 grade A's, both 03 to 06, 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder. And I have one I just put up, 9702, 6-cylinder, which is like the coveted frame. It's the freaking hardest one to get. And those are going to be available. That one's already listed. I just put it up. So, all right, that's it. Appreciate your time. I'll get this uploaded. It'll take a little bit. We're on slow internet. And fired off. And then I think what I was going to that is if this load fills up quicker, let's just hypothetically say next week we are stuffed. We can't fit any more. I'm not leaving the end of May. I'm leaving the freaking middle of May, okay? Or whatever that is. So, and that has happened several times. Now, if it happens to where we end up with double the load, which we may not even have enough product right now for that, but if we did, we'll just continue and send our Hot Shot crew out with the next load. Or I'll come back, double back around, and I'll do it again. But I only have a limited time in the beginning of the summer, and everything else would have to be fall. So If you're not interested in something taking delivery until fall and you're worried about inventory, which at this point in the whole realm of parts, especially tubs and frames, it should be a worry because they are getting far and few between. But if you don't want to take possession of it until late, that's okay. Call us, find the one you want. I'll show you, send you videos, photos, whatnot. Lock it down, pay for it, deposit. Deposits are okay if it's a few weeks. If it's going to be a few months, we'll ask you to pay for it. And then we got 7 acres. And my upper lot up there is where we store our frames and tubs. Nobody messes with there, and there's no chance of somebody backing into one. Down here, not as much. So we try to get them once we're listed up into our upper lot. And we can get them up there. And I've had a tub here for over a year while the guy's getting everything in line and ready to go with what he's doing on the bottom of it, the frame. So that's okay too, but just something to keep in mind, okay? You don't have to take it this month if it's not convenient for you. A lot of guys do these projects over the winter, but they want to make sure there's something available. And that right now, I used to be able to promise, yeah, no problem, we'll have something. Honestly, I don't know. Well, yeah, we'll have something. Will it be like this one? It's hard to say. This one's sold already anyway, but you know, I have another white one I'm about to put up. It's 9701. That one, other than the paint's a little ugly because I did some weird paint on it, it's beautiful, and that should be a high-grade tub as well available here that we'll have listed in the next couple days. So, all right, thanks, guys. Again, 303-666-9020, partsbreaker.com, and I am frying. I never sunburn, but this sun is absolutely, I don't know if you can see my arm, but I am cherry red today. So, all right, talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.